love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too, I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my room, and now my bedsheets smell like you. Every day discovering something.
Okay, so this past week in my US history class, I had a presentation on hydrogen bombs. So I'm giving the presentation, right? And then I realized there's so much more that people should know about nuclear power, about, I don't know, how nuclear fission actually works. And I explained nuclear fission, and that's what I'm here to explain to you guys. So, without further ado, I hope you thoroughly enjoy this video and possibly even learn something from it. So let's start with the basics. This is a uranium-235 atom, which is most commonly used for nuclear fission. The first step of nuclear fission is to throw neutrons at the uranium-235 atom, as you can see here. An important thing to note is that tetracarbon can be created from this, as well as a rubidium-92. The splitting of uranium-235 also creates more neutrons. These neutrons can then be thrown right back at the uranium-235 atom to repeat the process again. This whole process creates energy, which is mostly in the form of heat. The heat then heats up water, which makes steam. Steam then turns a turbine, which turns a generator, which creates power. When this process is uncontrolled, you get a bomb. So most of you watching this video think that nuclear power is like really bad, but actually there are some pros to it. When the power plant is running smoothly, no radiation is created. No radiation is released unless something goes bad with the power plant. Nuclear power plants release 1/6 of the amount of CO2 that coal power plants release, and CO2 is a big contributor to global warming. Nuclear power plants produce little water pollution because of their high-tech cooling technologies. Sometimes, though, the water that's used to turn the turbine that eventually ends up in a cooling tank doesn't really get cooled all the way, and then it gets dumped into water sources, rivers, ponds, lakes, streams, and then things die because it's too hot for them to live. One last pro is that nuclear power plants cause little land disturbance. So really, living next to a nuclear power plant isn't so bad. You don't really get any radiation. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment you've been waiting for, the cons of nuclear power. Our first con is that nuclear power produces nuclear waste, which takes billions of years to destroy. And also, there needs to be high security on nuclear waste at all times because terrorists can get their hands on it, and they can create bombs from nuclear waste. Most nuclear power plants in the world were built in the 1950s with a 40-year lifespan. It's 2017 right now. What is going to happen? The safety of nuclear power plants is also very important. There have been 3 major incidents, the first one being in Fukushima, Japan in 2011. In 1986, there was the accident of Chernobyl, Ukraine. And in our very own country, there was the accident of 3 Mile Island, Pennsylvania in 1979. So now you know about nuclear fission. The question is this our future? Is nuclear fission actually bad? The world may find out.